the Gospel of Luke, chapter 19, verses 4 through 6, some people came to Jesus, and they were going to ask him some questions about marriage and divorce and remarriage and so forth. Anytime you need to have a question like that answered, always go ask someone who's not married. Jesus said, "Haven't you read that he who made them in the beginning made them male and female, and said, for this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, shall cleave to his wife, and the two of them shall become as if they were one person. Wherefore they no longer are two, but one. Therefore whom God has joined together, let no one separate." Ministers or families or even friends can't make two people one, or a husband and wife, or to make them what they should be able to have a life together forever. Only God can do that. That's what I believe. We have today coming Sean and Lacey to be joined in holy matrimony. We're the witnesses of that as family and friends. Let's pause for just a moment of prayer. Let's ask God to bless this ceremony, this service, and their lives together that they're starting today. Father, this young couple, these two people have been together in your sight for a long time as relationships go, and yet today they'll enter a relationship as husband and wife that is different than anything they've ever known. And I ask you to bless them in that. Lead them and guide them. Give them wisdom as they grow, knowledge and understanding of each other. Lord, I believe that they already love each other with all their heart, but there's so much more that's needed than just to be in love. You add that to their life. And have those who are near them now have always been, to add those things to them as well. We ask your blessings upon them and upon this time together. We ask you to continue to watch over them for all of their lives. We ask this, Lord Jesus, in your name. Amen. You may all be seated. A lot of what we do in marriage ceremonies is symbolical and traditional. And so we no longer believe that our little girls are our property, but we still give them away. As a matter of fact, Sean had to one day approach his father-in-law-to-be and ask permission to have the hand of his daughter in marriage. He really wanted all of her, but all he asked for at first was just her hand. Well, the father tearfully consented. I don't think he's regretted that, but today he's come, and I think that he and Lori are here to give the bride. Who gives the bride?
The mother and I.
All right, the bride is given then. And Sean, if you would step forward and take your bride by the hand. Father, if you would ceremonially give your daughter away, don't worry, she'll be back. Handsome groom, beautiful bride. Wonderful day. To be married, you put a lot of thought and a lot of planning into this. I hope you kind of stayed out of the way. Tell her whatever she wanted to do, honey, will be fine with you. If you have, that's a really good start. Lori was telling me that one day Lacey came home, and for some reason she had never encountered the story of Cinderella. They didn't miss that Disney movie or something, and she was telling her mother all about the wicked stepmother, and it's kind of like a wicked mother-in-law was different. I got a good mother-in-law though, so I'll leave those kind of jokes aside. Wicked stepsisters, handsome prince, the ball, the dance, the glass slipper, and the whole thing. Finding the one who lost the glass slipper is quite a tearfelt search. Telling every step of the story to her mother. Then he put the slipper on her foot and it fit perfectly. And then Lacey said to her mother, "Mother, do you know what happened next?" And Lori said, "They lived happily ever after." And Lacey said, "No, Mommy, they got married." You understand that joke today? I'll pause it and explain to you. Got it? I hope you have a lot of happily ever after from this day forward. I've watched it for a long time. Sean comes every time we eat and have food. Or when we're going to open presents, he's always there then. Now, I went through the same ceremony, Sean. But Terry and I dated 3.5 years. It's not even close to your world record, but but for us that was a long time. And as soon as we began seeing each other, we began to go to Mama's house for Christmas and open presents, and everybody started treating me as they had all the other boyfriends before me with great deference and love. I felt immediately like I was an Evans or an Olin. So today, as you come together, I've seen you already have a lot of happies, a lot of enjoyment of each other. Obviously, both of you and your families love each other. They would not, I don't think, have showed anybody else for you to be with at this time, this very moment. Got to know Sean a little bit better last night. You told me the story about your very first date. Do you remember that far back? That's a long time ago. He was worried as the date had concluded. I don't remember what he said y'all did. Probably something very inexpensive. And he was dropping me off. And what he'd been thinking about all night last night is if he should try to kiss you before he said goodnight. He was worried about that. So he kind of found in his mind a compromise that he thought he might be able to get away with. So he led you up to the door. This is what he tells me now. I don't know. It might not even be a true story. He had you by the hand. He was standing at the door. Joe was inside blinking the point to slide on and off. And he looked at you and he said, I had a really nice time tonight. And then he leaned over and kissed you on the forehead. Does that sound familiar? Kissed you on the forehead. I thought, okay. And then she said to you, lower, Sean, lower. And you said, I had a really nice time tonight. I don't know if I believe that story or not. Let me tell you what you're looking for, though, because I've known this story for a very long time. And this happened only just a few years ago that Poodle and Sherry were sitting on the front porch at their house. And they were in the porch swing. Me and Terry used to have a porch swing, but we looked at it one day and we didn't figure it would bear the weight any longer, so we got rid of it. Poodle and Sherry were sitting there on the porch. It was a really nice moment. They've been married a long, long time. They're really old. Sherry looked lovingly over at Poodle and patted him on the knee and said, I'm proud of you. And he said, huh? She was on his bad side. She said, I'm proud of you. He said, what? And a little bit louder, a little more clear, she said, I'm proud of you. And he said, yeah, I'm proud of you too. So that's what you have to look forward to. They obviously love each other. Your ceremony that you selected or that we practiced together last night is very simple. It just simply involves exchange of vows and sealing those vows with rings. Something we didn't have to talk about, though, is change the name. It has always touched me most deeply about my marriage, Terry. She has a very fine family in Evans all her life. She's a Bain. She became a Bain. She took my name. To ask someone to change your name, well, not everybody does it today. That's all right. There may be some people here today who said, I want to keep my mom and daddy's name on my daddy's name. Well, ask someone to change their name. That's a big deal. It means a lot. It doesn't mean submissiveness or bowing before someone. It just simply means a lot to me. You have wonderful families, and I've met some of your friends. Whether you've had time to pause to realize it today, some of the most important people in your lives are here today. Some of the most important people in your whole life. Now, there are probably people who care about you, love you very much, who just couldn't be here today. I understand that. We do too. They probably called you, or maybe they've been even unable to do that. But you'll have a bigger family. You've already been involved in each other's families.
among your friends. But these are the people who've seen you this far. I've seen people get married sometimes when families have enmity toward the intended bride or groom. I don't see how they make it. I don't understand how they survive, how their marriage survives. You've got a lot going for it. We talked about these vows, and we went over them again last night. So I'm going to ask you to exchange these vows together, promises. Sean, in taking the woman whom you hold by the right hand to be your lawful and wedded wife, do you promise to love and cherish her, to honor and sustain her in sickness as in health, in poverty as in wealth, in the bad that may darken your days, as well as in the good that may light your ways, and to be true to her in all things, until death alone shall part you? Do you so promise? I do. Lacey, I would ask you the same question and ask you to respond in kind. Lacey, in taking the man who holds you by the right hand to be your lawful and wedded husband, do you promise to love and cherish him, to honor and sustain him, in sickness as in health, in poverty as in wealth, in the bad that may darken your days, as well as in the good that may light your ways, and to be true to him in all things until death alone shall part you? Do you so promise? All right, then you're promised to each other. We still live in a day where your word means something. Making a promise is very important. Not only in a wedding ceremony, but every person should think about it any time when they look at someone in the eyes as you just have and say, I promise. Now, I know that we can all keep every promise we've ever made. We start out with good intentions. Meaning there are even people here today who one day exchange vows and make promises about happily ever after. And it just didn't work out. That happens sometimes. But on the day that they stood as bride and groom, not yet husband and wife, they had the greatest ideas and plans. You've made that commitment today. It's important. It's important. It has great meaning. It's customary to seal such promises with a signet or a token. You've chosen what many other people before you have chosen. You seal your vows with rings. So I would ask today, who has the bride's ring? Sean, if you would take from your best man the ring that you've selected. Rings of gold are customarily chosen because they are made of untarnishable gold. And also they're circlets without end. Sean, I'm going to ask you to place that on the third finger of Lacey's left hand, but only partially on her finger, because I want you to ceremonially, officially give this ring to her, and I want her to receive it. Do you, Sean, give this ring to Lacey as a token of your love for her? Will you, Lacey, take this ring as a token of Sean's love for you, and will you wear it always as a token of your love for him? Then I would ask you to place the ring upon her finger. Who has the groom's ring? Lacey, I'm going to ask you to place that ring on the third finger of Sean's left hand and repeat the same vows as you give the ring and as he receives the ring. Do you, Lacey, give this ring to Sean as a token of your love for him? Will you, Sean, take this ring as a token of Lacey's love for you, and will you wear it always as a token of your love for her? You have avowed your love to each other, your relationship, and you've sealed those vows with rings. Love is an emotion. We have lots of different emotions. We have feelings, things that roll around in our hearts and our minds. It's very important as human beings for those things not only to happen inwardly, but to find ways to creatively and insistently and persistently throughout your whole lives, try to find ways to make them real, to turn them into material things or into physical things, to demonstrate them, to show them, to make them something that is more than words. That's what a ring does. I have my wedding band on, and when I look at it, when I see it, I think of my wedding day so many years ago. My wife wears a wedding band. You do. Sometimes you take it off, maybe to do some work, wash your hands. You might lose it sometimes. That happens too. It has to be replaced. It's not irreplaceable. And that doesn't mean that the relationship is doomed if you lose a ring. That happens. But also when other people, maybe even strangers, people that you see in passing or that you do business with, they ever see your hands, they'll say, this is someone who's on the hatch of a relationship. This is the one part of a husband and wife team. This person is taken. This person belongs to somebody. This is a husband or a wife. That's important too, because that means something. That has meaning. As you have made your promises, you've exchanged your vows. You seal those vows with these rings. Your friends and your family are here as witnesses today. They watched you and they'll continue to be by you, not only to observe you, but to be involved, to be a part of your life. They're there for help, for advice, for counsel. Someone who will always love you. Those are the kind of people that you will seek out always. They're just as important a part of your lives for happily ever after as you are to each other. There's been a power and authority invested in me as a preacher of the gospel of Jesus Christ by the power of this state and officiant in these matters. It is my joy and my privilege to now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride, Sean. All right. If you would turn in and face your family and friends together. I am happy to present to you at this time Mr. and Mrs. Sean Lacey Week.
Baby, the way you're moving today, it's like you see right through me and make it easier. Leave me, don't you have to try. Oh, because you are the best thing. You are the best thing. You are the best thing ever happened to me. Baby, come on me, baby. When I say this love will never fade away, oh, because you are never happened to me. Both of us have known love before. Come on, promise me like a spring. Walk on out the door. Hearts are strong, our hearts are kind. Let me tell you just exactly what's on my mind. You are the best thing. You are the best thing ever happened to me.
Okay, thank you for jumping in and saving that situation, but please do stay and get a hug and a kiss from the bride and a hug and a kiss from the groom too. They're glad that you came here. This is very special to them. It means a lot. A lot of people, I've watched a lot of people work so hard this week, these last few weeks and this weekend to make this happen, so you express your appreciation of them too. But thank you for coming out. I don't think it's as hot as it could have been. You're dismissed. Be careful going down the stairs. Help the elderly and aged.
As people have said